Hi, this is Mandy. Thank you so much for joining me today in my backyard on my deck for an invigorating morning sun salutation flow. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope this is finding you happy and healthy. This is my puppy, Sammy. We're hoping she's not too disruptive this morning. Usually she just likes to hang out. Maybe you'll see the hummingbirds coming in and out of the picture, hear the birds singing. I hope this practice serves you. So we can begin an easy pose, half lotus, lotus, crisscross applesauce, whatever pose serves you best. And we'll begin with a short meditation. So sitting up nice and tall through the spine, feeling the sit bones, making contact with the earth beneath, rising up through the spine and reaching the crown of the sky, head towards the sky. And if you're ready, gently closing your eyes. Feeling your energy begin to settle into the practice. Letting go of the to-do list and allowing yourself this time to come into the present moment. To be here now and experience this connection of body, mind, and soul in the practice of yoga. And bringing your attention to your breath, not trying to change anything, just noticing where you're at. Following the inhale and the exhale. And together, let's take 3 cleansing, deep, yogic belly breaths. So we're going to draw the air in through the nose, down through heart center, and feeling the belly expand on the inhale, holding momentarily at the top, and exhaling loud and audibly and fully through the mouth. We'll do that together 3 times, sitting up nice and tall and inhaling through the nose. And exhale. Feeling the navel pulling up to the spine on the exhale and inhaling. And exhale. And one more time. Returning the breath to long, slow, deep breaths in and out of the nose. And maybe engaging Ujjayi breath, taking a slight restriction in the back of the throat as you inhale and exhale fully in and out of the nose. Breath becomes audible, almost ocean-like. And as we move throughout the practice, connecting breath to movement, following the inhale and the exhale with your awareness. And if ever during the practice you have noticed that your attention has wandered, just gently bringing it back to the breath. No judgment. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. Taking a roll of the shoulders down away from the spine and taking your gaze gently to the right. And back to center and to the left. And back to center. To the right once more. And back to center and to the left. And back to center. Taking a slight jut of the chin forward, bringing chin to chest. Nice and slow. And gently and slowly bringing the chin up. Coming through neutral. Reaching the crown, reaching the shoulders towards the sky, bringing the chin up. And taking your gaze up, bringing the chin up and back and feeling the opening, gentle opening through the chest, through the throat, as you take your gaze up to the sky. Bringing the head slowly and carefully back to neutral and jutting forward and coming forward once more. And gently taking head rolls, rocking the head side to side, slowly and carefully stretching the neck. Just half rolls if that feels good to you. And if it feels good, go ahead and taking full neck rolls. One way, coming to neutral, and switching directions. And bringing the head back to the center. Now let's reach our arms up. Up, up, feeling that stretch, reaching up and taking your gaze up to your fingers, up to the sky. And releasing head to neutral, bringing the fingertips down on either side of the body and just slightly tenting your fingertips. Shoulders down away from the ears. Let's take right ear to right shoulder. Nice gentle stretch through the left side of the neck. Feeling the stretch down through the left fingertips. To deepen this stretch, reaching up with the right hand and gently placing the hand on the top of the head. Long, slow, deep breaths. And feeling that sensation of the stretch without pain. And releasing your hand, bringing the head back to neutral. Now we'll take the left ear to left shoulder, reaching towards the earth with the right fingertips. Lifting up with the left hand, gently placing it on the head. We'll take a seated twist. So reaching up towards the sky, left hand, right knee, reaching back with the right arm, sitting up nice and tall through the spine and taking the gaze over the left shoulder, feeling that twist in the upper body. And releasing head, neck, shoulders, reaching up. Right hand, left knee, and reaching back, taking that twist in the upper body. And release. Nice head, neck, shoulders. Coming up once again and bringing the arms back down. Now we'll go ahead and warm up the spine. So if you're ready, meet me in tabletop position. Go ahead and stack your wrists beneath your shoulders. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Hips beneath your knees, beneath your hips. Nice flat back. And pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. We'll drop the belly for cow. Pressing through all 10 fingertips, reaching the crown towards the sky. Taking your gaze forward, feeling that arch, low back, up through the neck. And rounding into cat, starting with the tailbone, rounding up, pressing through your fingertips, opening through the back body, chin to chest. And connecting breath to movement, taking a few more rounds of cat and cow at your own pace of breathing. Feeling the warming of the spine. Hello, Sammy. When you're ready, coming back to a nice neutral spine, we'll go balancing tabletop. So we're taking the right arm out long, left leg out long, and reaching up slightly. And we'll do balancing tiger. So we're going to take elbow to knee, rounding through the spine, and straighten 2 more times. And 1 more time. Hand and knee back to the mat. We'll go the opposite. So we're going to take left arm out long, right leg out long, engaging the toes towards the earth and lifting up slightly and bringing elbow to knee, rounding. 3, 2. Remembering long, slow, deep breaths, connecting breath to movement. Engaging the core and bringing hand and knee back to the mat. We'll take our big toes to touch, bringing the knees out nice and wide to the mat and setting back for extended child's pose. Sit bones back to the heels, knees out wide. Sammy, stop chewing on my rug, please. And taking belly and chest and forehead to the mat, reaching forward with your arms and melting into the pose. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths, long and slow, connecting to your breath. And last breath. Sorry if that was more than 5. And we'll thread the needle here. So coming up slightly, we're going to take and reach up with the right arm and thread the needle coming under the left shoulder, bringing your right shoulder to the mat, right cheek to the mat, reaching forward with the left hand and melting here for 3 breaths. and pressing up through the left palm by the cheek. And bringing your right hand down to mat, reaching up with the left, threading the needle underneath the right elbow or the right shoulder, reaching forward with the right arm, left cheek to the mat, and melting here. And pressing up through the right hand, bringing both hands to the mat, bringing fingertips nice and wide, hands shoulder width apart. We're going to come up on our knees, tuck all 10 toes, press up through the legs, through the hips, and come into our first downward facing dog. Framing your ears with your biceps, allowing your head and neck to hang with no tension. And taking whatever movement feels good to you here in your first downward facing dog, maybe walking the dog, alternating, bending and straightening one knee at a time. Feet about hip distance apart, coming up on all 10 toes, pressing through, feeling the grounding of all 10 toes and all 10 fingers. And bringing the heels gently towards the earth as far as feels good in your body. And just taking a few breaths here. Releasing tension in the jaw, tension in the shoulders. Now taking your gaze between your hands and step walk or float to the front of the mat, taking a nice gentle bend in the knees and ragdoll pose, allowing your head and shoulders to just hang natural. Maybe taking opposite hand to opposite elbow, thighs are resting on generously bent knees. Torso is resting on the thighs with generously bent knees. Feeling the grounding through the feet. Feeling the opening through the spine. Maybe beginning to come up slightly off of your thighs and bending and straightening one knee at a time. Taking a little movement here. Slowly opening up the hamstrings, the spine. Maybe interlacing your fingers and gently placing them on the back of the skull. Letting that extra pressure open the spinal column just slightly more. And we'll slowly rise up to tall mountain, bringing your arms up, out to the side, engaging the core. And with a nice flat back, slowly rising up, engaging the kneecaps, pulling them up towards the thigh, engaging the core, engaging the glutes. And rising up, 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 and bringing the arms up, straight up overhead. Taking your gaze up, maybe bumping the hips forward, taking a slight back bend, shoulders down away from the ears, gazing up towards the sky. And coming back up straight, palms together, crescent, bending to the right, palms together overhead. Coming back up to neutral and bending to the left. And coming back up to neutral and bringing hands down to heart center. Now we're going to start our sun salutations, and we're going to do 5 rounds of sun salutations. Now take this at your own pace with any variations that you need for your body. The first round I will take you through, and the second round will go a little more advanced. So if this is your first rounds of sun salutations, you may want to follow this first set. So we're going to reach the arms up high and swan dive down to a forward fold. With a nice flat back, rising up to a halfway lift. Palms to shins, crown reaches forward. And coming back down to a forward fold, planting the hands on either side of the feet. We'll step our right foot back, low lunge, and step the left foot back to meet in high plank. And slowly lowering down, all the way down to the mat. Coming down, feet flat on the mat, pressing up through the hands to cobra. Lifting the chin and the rib cage up off the mat. And tucking all 10 toes. Pressing through the palms, through the toes, and coming up into downward facing dog. And stepping the right foot forward, coming into a low lunge on the other side. With the right foot forward this time. Stepping the left foot to meet the right in a forward fold. And completing the sun salutation, coming up to tall mountain. That's our first round of sun salutation. 4 more rounds. This time we'll add in chaturanga. Coming down to a forward fold. Rising up to a halfway lift. Coming down, forward fold, stepping back, high plank. And for chaturanga, coming up on our toes, taking a bend of the elbows forward and coming up to upward facing dog. Keeping the thighs elevated and tucking all 10 toes. Coming up into downward facing dog. Taking your gaze towards your hands, step, walk, or float to the front of the mat. And rising up tall mountain. 3 more rounds of sun salutation at your own pace. And last round. Come up. Tall mountain. Very good. Now we'll do 1 Vinyasa Flow. Rising up tall mountain. Coming down to a forward fold. Rising up to a halfway lift. Coming down, planting the hands, stepping back high plank. And pressing up into downward facing dog. We'll take the right leg high and step the big toe behind the right thumb. Taking a 45-degree angle with the back leg, rising up warrior 1. Shoulders down away from the ears. Palms together, arrow mudra. Point your fingers, thumb pointing up, interlacing the rest of the fingers. Bringing the thumbs to the back of the head and taking your gaze up for a back bend. Strong warrior one, pressing into all 10 toes on both feet. All corners of the feet. And rising back up. Releasing your arms behind your back, interlacing your fingers, and pressing down into a chest expansion. And hinging forward at the hips for humble warrior, bringing the arms back up behind you if that's accessible to you, bringing your torso, your core down to your thigh, and maybe even bringing that right shoulder inside of the right knee. And slowly rising back up, releasing the arms, palms together overhead, and coming down, back down, planting the hands and stepping back, downward facing dog. We'll do that with the opposite side. Left leg comes high, stepping left big toe behind left thumb. 45-degree angle on your back foot, rising up, warrior one. Palms together, arrow mudra. Taking the thumbs to the back of the head, taking the gaze up to the sky in a back bend. Rising back up, arms up, releasing. Bringing the arms behind the back, chest expansion. Taking the gaze up, opening through the chest, and hinging forward at the hips. Humble warrior. Releasing, rising back up, and coming down, planting the hands, stepping back high. Downward facing dog, taking your gaze between your hands. Step walker float to the front of the mat, forward fold. And rising up, tall mountain, taking hands to chest. If you'd like to work on a balanced pose with me, we'll go ahead and work on tree. So standing up nice and tall, feeling your feet rooting, growing your roots, feeling your balance and shifting your balance into your left foot, lifting up on the right heel, shifting all of your weight, feeling the roots growing, feeling that balance through the left leg, and lifting up on the right knee and opening up to the right side and finding that place that feels good for your balance. Taking your gaze to the drishti, a point of focus somewhere in front of you that helps you to balance. Placing your foot against your left leg, anywhere but the knee. And when you feel nice and ready, you can grow your branches. Maybe taking palms together overhead. Hands to heart center. And release. And we'll try that on the opposite side. So all of the weight is shifting into the right foot. lifting up on the left heel, lifting up on the left knee, opening to the left side, and finding that placement, finding your balance, finding your point of focus. And when you're ready, you grow your branches, palms together overhead. Hands to heart center. You can meet me on the mat and we'll do some cooling down poses. You can sit in staff pose, pointing the toes towards the sky, reaching up nice and tall, hinging forward at the hips, reaching towards the feet, grasping the feet if you'd like that extra stretch. Nice flat back, and allowing the head and neck to just fall forward naturally. Taking a few breaths here, maybe bringing palms to either side of the legs and just allowing gravity to take the head and neck and deepen the stretch. And breathe. Walking the hands back towards the body, slowly rising up. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, taking soles of the feet to touch for butterfly pose. Grasping around the feet or the ankles. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, maybe pressing the elbows into the knees as you hinge forward at the hips. Taking chest towards the mat. Nice straight flat back opening through the hips. And allowing head, neck, and shoulders to fall forward with gravity. Slowly rising up and bringing the feet, soles to the mat. And we're going to slowly come back and come into boat. So lifting up on the feet and holding boat. And bringing the feet back down to the mat and slowly rolling back onto your back. One vertebrae at a time, taking a roll of the shoulders back away from the ears. Head to the mat, palms flat on the mat. And slowly walking the feet towards the glutes, setting up for bridge. Lower legs perpendicular to the mat, feet flat on the mat. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Slightly bring the chin to the chest. And lifting up on the hips, pressing through the hands, pressing through the feet, engaging the core, engaging the glutes. And continuing to breathe long, slow, deep breaths. And release hips towards the mat and just come to a hover and come back up and hold. And releasing the hips down to the mat. Let's just begin windshield wipering the knees left to right. Feeling that nice opening in the hips. Rotating the hips side to side. And bringing the knees up, knees to chest, wrapping the arms around the knees, giving your body a nice hug. Maybe rolling out the lower back, giving yourself a little massage. And taking the shoulders to the mat, bringing the knees to a 90-degree angle. And for supine twist, dropping the knees off to the right. And maybe lightly placing your left hand on the outside, the right hand on the outside of the left knee, and taking your gaze over your left shoulder. And breathe. And releasing the hand, bringing the knees back to center, and dropping them off to the left. And taking your gaze over the right shoulder, left hand to the outside of the right knee. And releasing the left hand, bringing the knees back to center, and bringing the feet up and preparing for happy baby. So we're going to open the knees, reaching up with the arms and grasping onto our ankles, or maybe the outsides of the feet, insides of the feet, or maybe taking peace fingers around the big toes. Shoulders and the entire length of the spine is flat against the mat. Grounding, rolling, rocking side to side if that feels good to you. Rolling out the back and preparing for our final resting pose of Savasana. Releasing the toes and allowing the legs to fall open. Comfortable distance apart, feet fall open. Bringing the arms to either side of the body, a comfortable distance away from the body. Palms up for energy. Palms down for grounding. Shoulders down away from the ears. Releasing tension in the jaw. Now bringing your attention to your forehead, to the area between your eyebrows, the third eye area. And with intention, allowing this area to relax, to release any tension. And now bringing your attention within once again. Releasing any control over your breath and allowing the body to return to its natural rhythm. following the inhale and the exhale. Feeling the inflow of life force energy swirling throughout the body. And on the exhale, releasing that which no longer serves us. Without judgment, noticing the sounds around us. The sounds around you coming into your experience. And noticing the silence between the sounds. Slowly begin wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Coming back to the present moment. And when you're ready, slowly rolling onto your side, using your arm as a pillow. And taking a moment here to feel gratitude and appreciation for the practice of yoga, the coming together of body, mind, and soul. Feeling gratitude and appreciation for the practice and shining that gratitude and appreciation back upon yourself. Taking the time for self-care, for self-love, movement, meditation. And when you're ready, slowly coming up to a seat. As you move throughout your day, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.